Hello friends, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and welcome to a new video. The holiday season can be jolly and fun, but it can often bring unwelcome guests as well, like stress, anxiety, and depression. And it's no wonder why. This can be a very overwhelming time of year. If at any point you feel this, you're not alone. Symptoms can include headaches, insomnia, sadness, anxiety, fatigue, and loss of interest in usual activities, intestinal problems, irritability, social withdrawal, etc. And there are various reasons that can cause these feelings. It will be important for you to at some point ask yourself, what upsets me? What causes my feeling this way? If you've had depression in the past, you need to be especially careful. But if you haven't experienced it regularly, but feel it solely around this time of year, there is such thing as holiday depression, and I will go into those details today. So if you'd like to get some tips and ideas on how to make this time of year more manageable and have the tools to better cope with it, not only this year, but next year and moving forward, then please keep watching. I shared with you in past videos how depression has been something I've had to deal with on and off for years, and even though this is my favorite time of year, it always comes with days when I feel sad, anxious, days with loss of interest in things, and headaches and insomnia, all symptoms of depression. Since I have been spending time and putting the effort into myself and into becoming the best person that I can be and feeling my best, all things that I've been sharing with you throughout my videos, I started noticing trends in feelings and behaviors, and I came to realize that one of the biggest things causing my depression around this time of year, and this could also be a reason for many watching, is the reduced amount of sun exposure. Our behaviors actually change when there is less sunlight, and for many of us, myself included, the symptoms can get severe enough to where they disrupt our lives. Sadness and depression during this time of year can be the result of stress and demands, but in other cases, we may feel those things because of a condition known as seasonal affective disorder, or SAD, often referred to as seasonal depression. That tends to occur and reoccur due to the decreasing amount of sunlight, and it's been found that the number of people affected by seasonal depression is actually higher in those living further away from the equator. That's interesting, right? I've learned that phototherapy in the form of light boxes is something that can absolutely help with this issue. They are commercially available and typically used anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes on a daily basis, depending on a person's response. It may take 15 minutes for some to feel better, it may take 30 for others. The light must be approximately 25 times brighter than a normal living room light, and typically you take this portable light box, which mimics natural light, and you keep it next to you for that time of phototherapy while you do the normal things you normally do in your house. Usually, it's best for this to be used at the beginning of fall through early spring. Regular exposure to light that is bright, especially fluorescent light, has been shown to significantly improve depression in people with SAD during the cold months. Some experts argue that light naturally triggers serotonin production in the brain, while other experts believe that it simply works because of the placebo effect. Either way, I think that this is an idea worth looking into. And if you choose not to try a light box, try taking a long walk during daylight as often as you can during the week. And if you think you may be suffering from SAD, please talk to a doctor about the different treatment options, yeah? Other reasons for holiday depression are the copious amounts of stress, financial concerns, loneliness, grief, family issues, people pleasing. There are a bunch of life's issues in between, but that just about sums up the big guys. So here are some tips to help. First, for stress. I made a video that's solely focused on how to deal with stress. There are some exercises in there that literally take a few seconds but will help you so much. I will link it below alongside a video about how to deal with anxiety. Those two videos are like my favorites because I'm sharing with you things that have literally changed my life and the way I handle the things that come with it. So watch, rewatch, and practice because those things will really help. Then try planning ahead. Set aside specific days for shopping, specific days for wrapping, for cleaning, for visiting friends, etc. Try planning ahead what you're going to wear and when. Doing that will help prevent last-minute scrambling and anxiety. Next, you need to figure out how you can take care of yourself during this time of year and come up with your own restorative routines that clear your mind and slow your breathing. You need 15 minutes of this every day if you want to handle the craziness of the season. Take a nap for 15 if you can. Read a book. Ideally, go get a massage. If not, give yourself a hand or neck rub. Listen to some relaxing music. Do the progressive muscle relaxation exercise from the anxiety video. Whatever that looks like, put those 15 minutes of you time on your calendar, and as you go about with your life, make sure that those routines don't fall by the wayside. The next tip is to be realistic. I think we all have in our hearts and our minds the desire to make the holidays as perfect as possible, but that is almost impossible. Things change, people and families change. So don't get hung up on what the holidays are supposed to look like. List 2-3 things that make you absolutely happy, and then prioritize and work toward those while surrendering the rest and being realistic over what you can or can't do. Prioritizing will help make the tasks more manageable. Learning to say no is another big one. Not being able to take on something new, a new project, does not make you a bad person. Family and friends will simply have to understand we are all carrying our own burdens, and you don't have to say yes just to say yes and then kill yourself over doing something and feel overwhelmed and resentful. Next tip is for the finances. Not having enough money or fearing the damage you'll do to the wallet will drive anybody to feel sad or guilty, maybe even ashamed. I know from the past how all those 3 look like. So the first thing you have to do is to have a budget in mind, who to shop for and how much to spend on each person. Then stick to that budget and keep track of it as you buy things. And listen, the alternatives are always homemade gifts or donating to a charity in someone else's name. If you only have a certain amount to spend, let's say, and you feel like you can't buy something you consider nice for that amount of money, donate that to a charity and print out a receipt that doesn't show the amount but shows that a donation was made in that person's name. That is creative, generous, very thoughtful. Honestly, I think more of that should be done in general all year round, and who can be mad at that? I mean, come on. In a video I made about how to save money, one of the tips was to start shopping for next year's holidays after these holidays and start getting things A, on sale now so you can manage the budget for next year more effectively, and B, by starting now, you can begin crossing people you need to buy for off the list as of right now so you don't get overwhelmed next year by having to buy everything for everybody all at once. That is a great way to do it. In that video, I also shared my favorite app to keep track of spending, so check it out. I will link the video below. Another suggestion I have for you is to try something different. The same holiday routine year after year can get meh. If you normally go to a restaurant, let's say, encourage a get-together at somebody's house or your own house or vice versa. If you do the same things and you go to the same places every year, you could get in a funk. So get out of the funk by creating a new routine. And here's another thing. Every year, I live through the Christmas images I experienced as a child. And I've been so sad so many times because Christmas hasn't felt like that in a really long time. If you're experiencing the same thing, you and me have something in common and we're doing it wrong. So we have to let go of that. And the best way to do it is by creating new traditions. New traditions that you think you'll enjoy, but that will fit with the current life and circumstances, time and family and such. So this year, for example, I'm doing something I've never done before. I'm hosting our own Christmas party at our own house where I'm going to cook for everybody. I love to cook, but I've never done it for Christmas. I made sure that there's room on my calendar for it. I started planning a couple of weeks ahead. That will break the routine and create my own new little tradition. And if I love it and if I have fun doing it for the most part, I'll do it again next year. And then leading up to it, I won't have the same feelings of blah that I've been experiencing all these years because I'll have a new tradition I'll actually look forward to, if that makes sense. In my email to you this week, I'll share some tips on how to deal with the loneliness, if some of you may feel that around the holidays, or maybe the grief if you've lost somebody around this time of year. My dad passed away close to Christmas several years ago, so I particularly understand how hard that is. I will also share some ideas on how to deal with family issues and some strategies, you can call them, on how to handle holiday parties. So a lot of good stuff coming into your inbox this week. If you are not getting the email from me, I will put the link in the description below if you'd like to join. The next tip is to not abandon your healthy habits. Overindulgence leads to stress and guilt, not to mention that over drinking will aggravate depression and anxiety because alcohol is a depressant. My friend Christy and I made a video for you about how to stay fit through the holidays, and in there's a trick for alcohol intake if you choose to drink, and that will help a lot. I linked the video also in the description box. If you click show more below, you'll be able to see it. You have the right to take care of yourself. You have the right to feel mixed emotions around the holidays. You have the right to say no to things, to ask for help, to stay within what makes you comfortable, do things that you love. And remember that counseling and support groups are amazing ideas if you feel like despite your best efforts, you're still feeling the symptoms of holiday depression and any depression feelings, really. You are not in this alone, and you don't have to feel like this. Life can be much more easy and beautiful than we can sometimes make it. So please speak to a professional if you're not feeling your best. You have the right to be happy. If this video helped or inspired in any way, or if you learned something new, then please give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and may good luck and fortune follow you everywhere you go, today and every day. I love you for watching, and I'll see you in a few days in a new video. Bye!